Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, welcome to our new class. Today we're going to study the kinds of nouns. We had previously taken an overview of the parts of speech, and today we'll be focusing on the noun. And it's something that you have mostly done in your previous classes as well. This year around, we'll go to some examples and some nuances of this topic. So, as we had learned yesterday, a noun is a word used to name a person, place, or thing. So the word thing is used to mean anything that we can think of. Thing includes most things. So look at the following sentence. Asoka was a wise king. Now Asoka here is a noun because it's the name of a person, refers to a particular king. But the noun king might be applied to other kings as well. But here this word, this can be used for any head of state in previous times or even today in some countries. So here Asoka is a proper noun and king is referred to as a common noun. So there are two kinds of nouns that we know of at the beginning. Common noun is a name given to every person, thing of the same class or kind. So things you can call in things just like books, people, words like these are common nouns. And what is a proper noun? The proper noun is the name of some particular person or place. For example, the proper name is a person's own name. So your name is a proper name, whereas boy simply is a common name. So some errors that in writing that people generally make, here are the rules. Proper nouns are always written with a capital letter at the beginning. So whenever a proper noun is to be written, you must capitalize it or capitalize the first initial. Then proper nouns are sometimes used as common nouns. Sometimes, not always, a proper name becomes so common that it's used as a common noun. For example, Shakespeare you might have heard of, and Luqman in our tradition. So he was the Luqman. So Luqman here has been used in the sense of a wise man. So technically it's a proper name, but here in usage it's used as a common noun. Similarly, Shakespeare here. Kalidas, some writer, is often called the Shakespeare of India. So Shakespeare has become so popular that, and he's become the standard that now people, whenever they want to say someone is a great writer, they compare him with Shakespeare. So here Shakespeare has been, technically it's a proper noun, but here it's been used as a common noun. Now further, common nouns can be divided into collective nouns and abstract nouns. Now what is a collective noun? You already know that. A collective noun is the name of a number or collection of persons or things taken together and spoken of as one whole. So a collective noun is the name of a group. For example, crowd is a group of people. Similarly, mob is also a group of people. Team has many members. Flock has many sheep. Herd has many cows. And the army has many soldiers, and so on and so forth. So here are their further divisions given. So an abstract noun now. So an abstract noun is usually the name of a quality, action, or state considered apart from the object to which it belongs. So abstract noun has further three categories. The abstract noun usually is something that we cannot touch with our hands, in contrast to material nouns which we can touch with our hands, which we can feel through our five senses. So goodness, now here the term used here is a state considered apart from the object to which it belongs. Now goodness, something may be good. So the good in something is apart from the actual thing. For example, a person can be good, but the goodness is something we can think of separately from the person as well. So goodness is from good, kindness is from kind. Similarly, these are qualities. Then we have actions. See here, action. So an abstract noun can be laughter. Laughter is when someone laughs, but the quality of the action itself may be considered an abstract noun. Theft, movement, judgment, hatred, and more. Then a state. A state means a halat. So childhood, boyhood, youth, slavery, sleep, sickness, death, poverty. These are states of being. So childhood is a time in one's life, boyhood as well, youth, slavery is also a state, sleep is also a state in which we fall at night. Similarly, sickness, death, poverty are all states of being. So abstract nouns, we can speak of a brave soldier, beautiful flower, but we can also think of these qualities apart from any particular person or thing and speak of heavy, strength, beauty by themselves. So these may be qualities that uh, are manifest in some person or something, but they can be thought of separately from that thing itself as well. Now, how are abstract nouns formed? Here are some examples given. So abstract nouns may be formed from adjectives. So, kind is an adjective. So, kindness, when you add an ESS at the end, a suffix, it becomes kindness, an abstract noun. Similarly, honesty is from honest. So most abstract nouns are formed in this way, that you take an adjective and you add ESS to it and it becomes something different, an abstract noun. So from common nouns as childhood from child, slavery from slave. So child is a noun. The state of being a child is called childhood. So you can form an abstract noun from this as well. All right, so abstract nouns are formed. There's the various ways you can form them from adjectives. You can form them from verbs as well. For example, obey is a verb, and you can make obedience out of it. Obedience is the quality of being obedient to someone. So this is one way you can form it. Now here is an exercise. So point out the nouns in the following sentences and say whether they are common, proper, or collective nouns. It's very easy. So the crowd was very big. Crowd is a group of people. What do we call a noun that represents a group? Similarly, love and honesty. Love may not be a noun here, but honesty definitely is here. Love in general, apart in another sentence, may refer to a quality. It may be a noun, but here it's a verb. Now you do these by yourselves. Now here is something new. Objects without life are often personified, that is spoken of as if they were living beings. We then regard them as males or females. Now personification we had read in the poem. The poet in the poem Blades of Grass, the poet had personified some leaves of grass. So when you personify a non-living thing, you have to assign it a gender as well, masculine or feminine. Now, what are the rules that guide these assigning of gender? So, the masculine gender is often applied to objects remarkable for strength and violence. So, as you know, males, boys are known for their strength, they build their strength. Bodybuilding is a sport they pursue, and violence, they commonly fight with each other and other people as well. So anything that has strength and violence, we assign it the masculine gender. For example, the sun is powerful. Summer, winter, time, death, these are all assigned the male gender. Now the feminine gender. As you know, the quality of being feminine is beauty and gentleness. Girls are always striving after beauty and they are gentle and graceful as well. So anything in nature, any non-living thing that has these qualities, it's beautiful, it's gentle and it's graceful, we assign it the feminine gender. For example, the moon, the earth, spring, autumn, nature, liberty, justice. So these are qualities, non-living things which we assign the female gender. So the moon has hidden her face, not his face, her face behind the cloud, because the moon is beautiful, gentle, and full of grace. Spring has spread her mantle of green over the earth. Now, spring is also a season. Compare that with summer and winter, which are male. Spring is assigned the female gender. So, a ship is always referred to as a female, a feminine gender is assigned to it. So how do you form feminines? So here are some rules for making a masculine into a feminine. A word, that is by using an entirely different word. So what you can do is here masculine and feminine. By using an entirely different word, if you have to convert a bachelor into its female form, what is a female bachelor called, then you have to substitute an entirely different word here, that is maid. So this category of words here, boy, girl, brother, sister, here the masculine word is completely different from the feminine version. So you have to memorize these, or if you have good reading, you will know these by yourselves. If you have good grasp over language, how can you get that? You can do that by reading a lot and listening a lot of the language. Now sometimes you add a syllable at the end or at the beginning, a prefix or a suffix. So here ESSINE, tricks, and A at the end. In these words you'll see that author, you add ESS at the end and it becomes the authoress. Baron and baroness, and you can go on with this list. And sometimes the suffix es is commonest, okay? The suffix es, suffix, and mostly es. Whenever, as a general rule, when you don't know what's the feminine, you might try adding ESS with it, and you might accidentally be right there as well. But you have to have a good knowledge of the language. You have to have a good reading and good listening in the language. You can listen to podcasts, you can listen to the news, you can listen to uh, plays, anything, and then you can build your knowledge of the language experientially. So these are some of the ways you can add ine or a at the end, just like here, ina, sultan and sultana, a at the end, senor and senora, fox, vixen. It's completely different. It should have been included in the other category. Now, how do you make plurals of a noun? You can do that by adding s or es at the end, just like s and just like here es, or you can add en, or you can change a word, an alphabet inside that word, and you can make the plural of it. So how plurals are formed? Here are some examples where you add s to the end and it becomes a plural, just like girl and girls, desk, desks. Nouns ending in s, sh and ch, or x from the plural by adding es to the singular. So when you add es to the singular, it becomes the plural. For these words, it has to end in s, sh, ch, or x. Here are the examples. Nouns that end in o, you also add es at the end and becomes plural. So sometimes you just need to add s. So instead of remembering all these rules, what I would suggest for you is you should read a lot of stuff, read a lot of novels, read a lot of short stories, and these words, how to make the plurals. This, you will gain the knowledge of these experientially. Just like you know Urdu, not because someone taught you the grammar of Urdu, but because you experienced the language, you heard it, you read in it, and that's how you experientially learned how to make the plurals, or how to uh, use the language itself in general. So I think not much to be taught here. You can do these exercises by yourselves. Okay, here this is something different and something new for you. Some nouns have different meaning in the singular and the plural. So the word used in singular has a different meaning in the dictionary, and the word used in the plural has a different meaning there, and it's used that way. So for example, advice is a word you've heard. Advice means counsel, mashwara, and advices here means information. It's the plural of the same but different meaning. Similarly, air. Air is something that we breathe from the atmosphere, but when you say someone has got airs, it means कि उसका दिमाग आसमान पे चढ़ गया, affected manners. खुद को बढ़ा चढ़ा के पेश करना या खुद को बड़ा शो करना. In that sense, when somebody got airs, it's used that way. Good, अच्छी चीज़ को कहा जाता है, but goods चीज़ों के लिए इस्तेमाल होता है. अच्छा और चीज़ें. Goods in a shop. Compass. Compass वैसे तो एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट भी होता है, but when we use it as a in another sense, it means the range or the extent of something. But compasses, it's plural. They are instruments for drawing circles. Physic is used for a medicine man, but physics, natural sciences, it's a subject that you read. And then iron, iron as you know is a metal, but irons means fetters, any chains. जंजीरों के लिए irons use होता है लफ्ज़. Force, सिंगुलर में अगर हो तो ताकत के लिए, but forces, I want to join the forces, army, navy, air force. इनके लिए फोर्सेस का लफ्ज़ या ट्रूप्स के लिए फोर्सेस का लफ्ज़ यूज़ होता है. Now how do you make the plurals of alphabets? You add apostrophe, छोटा सा कॉमा जो ऊपर होता है इसको apostrophe कहते हैं और साथ में s. Similarly numbers के लिए भी इसी तरह है. 5s and 2s इनकी प्लूरल बनानी हो तो आपको apostrophe s लगानी पड़ती है. ये जो एब्स्ट्रैक्ट नाउन्स हैं इनके प्लूरल यही लफ्ज़ होते हैं. जैसे होप का प्लूरल होप ही है, चैरिटी चैरिटी, लव लव एंड काइंडनेस काइंडनेस ही है. So I think this much is enough for today. I hope आप मेरी एक्सरसाइजेज इनको देखें, ख़ुद से पढ़ें. इसमें कोई इशू हो तो आप जूम सेशन में फिर शेयर कर सकते हैं. बट मोस्टली ये वही चीज़ें हैं जो आप पहले पढ़ चुके हैं और mostly you know already these things. So till tomorrow, see you guys. Have a good day.